Hi, I'm Rick Dior, and today we're going to talk about playing 3/4 ostinatos with the hi-hat. So that little improvisation consisted of me just playing in 3/4 with the hi-hat, but sometimes in 4/4 or other time signatures up top here against that. And that's the beauty of it. You can set something up here and leave it and play over it. So the audience or the other musicians or even yourself always have some sort of reference. Makes for a pretty musical solo. So lots of drummers have done this. Joe Morello, obviously Max Roach, kind of almost the inventor. If you watch the drum or listen to The Drum Also Waltzes, you'll hear him do that ostinato. At the time, it was pretty remarkable stuff. Now it's kind of a normal thing. So to do this little lesson today, we're going to use my book because that's what it's from. And I've done lots and lots of videos on this channel dealing with my book, and this is just going to be another one of those. And I've done some solos before, but I've never really talked about how I developed this. So the first thing we'll do is go to page 73, if you have the book, and I'll put some of this on the screen so it'll be a little more clear. And there you'll see 43 different hi-hat ostinatos. Now this is part of the jazz section of the book, which it's before actually the jazz section. So you can plug any of these into the following exercises in the book, and it gets pretty complex. So if you're playing a straight ride cymbal, and you wanted to say play number 26 under that, it would sound like this. I believe that was number 29. Sorry, my eyes are going in my old age. But you get the idea. You could alternate those. Okay, or you know, change them around like I did. Lots of drummers do this. Bill Stewart is one that comes to mind, does a lot of this. So it's no secret, it's no new invention or anything, but this is a way to practice it. So you get those ostinatos going, and then you would practice the normal, you know, jazz coordination stuff over it. So that's a hard one, but you might want to start with some of these basic on the beat triplets. So let's look at number, let's see here if I can see it. Let's say the easiest one might be with the hi-hat just on, open on the beat, like number 17, which sounds like this. So you're just playing that hi-hat on the beat. So the way that you might want to start working on that, because that's hard, you know, none of this is easy. You might want to just start playing it by itself, and what I'll do is I'll turn the snares off and just do. So building on the complexity, you start real similar, playing the quarter notes just like you're doing quarter note triplet, or in this case, we're turning it into 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. However you think about it, it's the same rhythm. So if we just thought about it in 3/4, it would be like this. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. All right, that's how that sounds. So if you start there and you just try to play some stuff on the snare drum or the toms, and just improvise it first. Try to get comfortable. You're going to mess up. It's going to be frustrating. Now, I put a camera down here today by my feet so you can see what I'm doing. All right? So those of you with bigger feet, I used a small pedal board, this Mapex, smallest one I have, because I have small feet, so it's always easy for me. But I wanted to show you how to do this because most people have a bigger foot than I do. I have a size 9. And most people have a size 10, 11. I have students who have 13s. So if you're doing it and you have a big foot and you have trouble, you need to turn your foot to the left or the right, but I'm more comfortable to the left, and otherwise nothing's going to come out. And then you just use your heel first like this. Okay, and then the heel goes down for the open, and then that. So your foot is moving like this. Just kind of like we do that push-pull. Very similar to how the feet are moving. So once you get that, once you get that comfortable, start improvising. Now, it's gonna burn, especially your calf. You're gonna get so tired, and it's gonna hurt. It's nothing permanent, I promise. But you have to build up that muscle. We really don't use that muscle for much else that I know of. It's not a walking thing. So no matter who I've ever showed it to, they're like, God, this hurts, you know. So, you know, you just have to take your time and, again, play simple rhythms. Now, eventually you're gonna wanna incorporate your bass drum into that. So for that, you're going to go to page 37. Well, really 38. So you'll see these 6/8 exercises, number 18 through 25. So again, same thing as 3/4, if you want to think about it, it's 3 notes at a time. So this particular one, number 19, would sound like this. Just improvise over it once again. And that's 2 against 3. So 1, 2, and 3, 1, 2, and 3. Pretty much the most basic polyrhythm that we have, 2 against 3. All right, so that's how you can get your foot incorporated at first. And then you can start to play some grooves over that. So. So that's a bembe groove, and that's actually in the book in the Afro-Cuban section. So that's the ostinato that you'll see that I use with that, the exact one. So then what I'd recommend is going to page 10 of my book, the kind of tripletized rhythms. They're in 12/8. So if we're thinking 12/8, we're doing this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Right? And then we play that in 2 under it, the dotted quarter, as we showed you before. So that's the first 3 lines. That's a great exercise. It really is, doing that with the bass drum and the hi-hat. Now, if you just play the hi-hat by itself, like this, you can actually alternate between the hands of doing unisons and the bass drum. get the idea? It's super fun doing that. And it doesn't have to be exactly alternated. You can make up little melodies. Sometimes I'll double the bass drum. Sometimes I'll double the hands. But start with unison. Somehow that gives you more balance, and then you can separate the hands. So any book with triplets in it, there's lots of those, works. The Louis Bellson books, once again, are great, have certain triplet sections, and then you can just divide these up. Meanwhile, you're building up your strength with your left foot, and you're building up your coordination with your right foot if you do the ostinato version of it. Otherwise, it becomes part of the soloing voice, which is eventually what you want to do. So these are some applications of this that work really well. Now, when you go super fast, this works great for playing 3/4 jazz. So. Okay, so it's almost a Danny Richmond Mingus kind of 3/4 thing, like Better Get Into Your Soul, or those tunes, just like that. So, and then you could use some permutations of the hi-hat. So instead of just putting it on one, you could open it on the second beat. And at the end of that little demo, I put it on the last beat, so you could hear that. So there's 3 permutations: first beat, second beat, last beat. And you want to practice all those. It's the same exact motion, but what you're doing is you're just thinking of it in a different spot, which is, it's great for playing soloing, 3/4, and all that. So that's another thing that you could definitely work on and apply this. Again, it's all about getting the strength to keep it going for a while. I try to just play every day and do some kind of splash pattern, because my old legs here, I got to keep the muscle tone up. That's the first thing that goes, when you get older, is your muscle tone. And that splash stuff is really probably one of the most grueling things you'll do on the drum kit with the hi-hat. It's constant motion. So I'll just play a little, do a little demo for you with some different styles with that hi-hat in different places in the 3/4 pattern.